This past summer, I traveled to the Indonesian island of Sumatra in order to see firsthand the ecological impacts of deforestation, which the government estimates is occurring at a rate of about 1.5 million hectares annually nationwide, most heavily in Borneo, West Papua, and Sumatra. Indonesia's rainforests are the third largest in the world. Only the Earth's two lungs, the great tropical forests of the Amazon and Congo river basins, are larger. This impacts not only biodiversity, but also the lives of millions of people who rely on these forests for wood to build their homes and boats, or animals and fish to eat. Forest people are often evicted from their lands when a company is granted a logging concession by the government. A few villagers might get jobs, but not many. Conflicts over land have also made it very difficult for reporters. 2 European journalists were detained and deported when poking around the same area of forest where I traveled. Indonesian editors are often bought off, and journalists are threatened with violence by logging interests. Indonesia's forests are cleared in order to make way for plantations of acacia trees, which are used to make paper products, and oil palm, like this, which is an ingredient in all sorts of consumer goods, ranging from biofuels to soap. But as much as Indonesia is ground zero for deforestation, it has also become a centerpiece for international cooperation on preserving forests. It might come as a surprise, but Indonesia is the world's third leading emitter of greenhouse gases, trailing only the US and China. 80% of its emissions come from cutting down trees and the draining of moist, carbon-rich peat soils, like those found in many parts of Sumatra. This past May, the government of Norway pledged $1 billion to aid Indonesia in clamping down on deforestation. If successful, this partnership, part of a UN program called RED, which is short for Reducing Emissions from Deforestation and Degradation, could help to wean economies like Indonesia's from logging. That's the hope, at least. One place that really helped me understand the impacts of deforestation and the promise of RED was a small coastal village called Sungai Tohor. While there, I met with several dozen farmers who told me how their customary lands were being destroyed by PT Loom, a supplier to the Singapore-based pulp and paper giant, Asia Pacific Resources International Limited. The government leased the land to PT Loom last year. The farmers have harvested sago and rubber from these forests for generations.
Kalau kami itu Pak ya, di Singapura ini keluarga semua. Jadi semua aja termasuk sana. Sekarang ya kami di Singapura ini sudah punya kilang 10. Jadi 13 kan. Itu kilang kecil usaha masyarakat yang bisa kami kembang. Sudah itu lahan areal kami ini jauh sana lagi. Area Singapura ini masih ada kilang sagu tepungnya 6 biji. Itu bisa kilang sagu itu lebih kurang bisa menghasilkan satu bulan itu lebih kurang 400-500 ton tepung sagu. Kami sini satu bulan 600 ton sagu basah. Jadi kami pandang sagu nih sudah bisa untuk pertahanan hidup pangan yang akan masa-masa ke depan, maka kami kembangkan itu. Jadi pernah kami usulkan ke Badan Pertanian di Pekanbaru, masalah tanaman sagu ini hutan, bukan perkebunan. Walaupun itu kami tidak mendapat bantuan apapun, kami pandang itu bisa menghidupkan masyarakat, ya kan kembang terus.
Sago trees grow within a mixed tropical rainforest. The farmers do not clear-cut the forests. Instead, they cut down only the fast-growing sago palms. They segment the logs and float them to mills located just outside of the village. There, they cut away the bark, which is later used for floors or fences. The logs are chopped into small wedges and fed into a pulping machine. Mashed sago pours out from the bottom of the machine through a rubber hose and into a long rectangular pool, which serves to separate the tree fiber from the sago's starch, which is later processed into flour. Sungai Tohor sends several hundred tons of sago to Malaysia and Java each month. This allows them to build nice homes, buy new motorbikes, and even send their children to college. As Indonesia's RED program is set to take effect, New Moon and Sungai Tohor's other farmers are asking, what, if any, benefit lies in RED, and how will it help to save their sago groves? Dislodging corruption within Indonesia's forestry sector and ending government-backed land expropriation will be difficult. But RED might help turn this history around. Until then, Sungai Tohor's sago groves and the likelihood of preventing runaway climate change hang in the balance.